I feel like nowadays a lot of people genuinely believe that they're stuck the way they are because of life. They feel like life has done this to them and they're always outsourcing their responsibility. These kinds of people, they always tiptoe their way around accountability. Everything that happened to them is always somebody else's fault. They found themselves in the wrong situation, the wrong circumstance. It's never their fault. I'm here to remind you that everything is your fault. And wherever you are in your life right now, you deserve to be there. And of course, I'm going to have a lot of people defending this. A lot of people, they'll look to defend their excuses rather than actually try and take action. It's always, there's something going on right now. I'm in a tough position. I don't have the time to do that. It's just too hard. There's always some kind of excuse. I'm sure you've heard all the common ones before, but people are always saying something. There's always a reason as to why people can't do anything or do what they need to do. And I used to be one of these people myself. I would always make excuses without finding a single damn good reason. So the question I ask myself is, if I were to stay the exact same, where would I be in 5 years? You know, the same mindset, the same habits, the same decisions. 5 years down the line, where would I be? Probably in the exact same place, but just a few years older, right? So when you look at things like that, doesn't it just make you think a little bit more differently? That everything that you've done up until this point, what you said, the decisions that you made, the way that you thought, has brought you to this standstill. You've remained stagnant. So it's been 5 years down the line now, and you haven't grown at all. Doesn't that eat at you in some way? Don't you regret your decisions? Doesn't that make you feel a certain type of way? Invoke any strong emotion at all? And that's uncomfortable for most people, because for most people, it's something that they can't face. There's no longer anybody to point the finger towards. I always think to myself, when anything bad happens and I'm somewhat involved, the first person that I look at is myself. I apply a degree of stoicism. Was the situation in my control? Could it have been prevented in some way? Could I have done something more to make sure that this was handled better? That's the mentality that you need to carry towards whatever you're doing. Because there's been times where I've blamed my environment, people around me, other people's timing. There's been times where I've constantly tried to outsource responsibility, to shift the attention from myself, because who really likes blaming themselves for things? Nobody. It's not fun. And I'd be saying things like, I'd be much further ahead of life if this didn't happen. This would be me and this would be life if this thing in the middle didn't happen. I would have gotten that job interview if I knew the right people. I'd always be playing the blame game, outsourcing responsibility. That was my number one thing. And for a time, it felt good. It felt good to blame others, to blame other things. But it didn't move me forward, and that's a trap that most people find themselves in. It's very hard to let go of that feel-good feeling because it gives you this bubble, it gives you this security. Whereas accountability is ruthless because you always have to apply a degree of stoicism. You have to ask yourself the difficult questions. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I show up consistently? Why am I being a bum? Even though I'm not a bum, why am I acting like a bum? You have to ask yourself these questions. You have to keep yourself honest. So when you do all of this, it's very uncomfortable. It's scary because now you have no excuses to hide behind. There's nothing to shield you from yourself, almost, from your own accountability. But it's also very freeing because it means that there's a lot more things that are in your control. There's a lot more things that you can do now going forward. It also means that you have a whole lot of work ahead of you, so it needs to be something that you're prepared for, something that you're willing to do. After all of these years of being shielded by excuses, we're now ready to break out of that and push back and resist. So all of these years where you've been telling yourself that I'm too fat to go gym, that's on you. All of these years where you've been telling yourself that I've got so much time and I don't need to do studies, that's on you. All these years that you've been telling yourself that I'm nervous for this interview or I don't feel like going to this interview, that's on you. There can't be excuses. You've only got your discipline and your intention. And wherever they are, wherever they're directed, is responsible for where you are in life. And I just want you guys to know, Because you spent so many years in being disciplined in doing the wrong things, making excuses for yourself, it's going to take time to transition to being able to take accountability, to be harsh with yourself. It's going to take time to make that transition, and you're going to fail. But so long as you apply the Kaizen philosophy of getting better 1%, just 1% each and every day, it's very doable. So if your life feels stagnant right now, it's probably because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. So long as you apply that Kaizen philosophy and focus on getting 1% better, even if that's just tackling one excuse at a time, then you will reach a level of stoicism that you never thought possible over the span of months. So long as you do that. But once again, doing the same thing over and over again isn't going to help you. You're going to remain stagnant. Nothing will change. And I'll give you guys a couple of examples. Let's say you're going to the gym and you're working out consistently, and after a few workouts, you say this is hard. So you take a long break and then you come back, and then things are 10 times harder than they were 2 weeks ago. It's not that things got heavier, you were just inconsistent. Same way people might say dating is hard, because I get this one a lot in my community. Dating isn't hard, it's just a numbers game. Going up and speaking to women is a numbers game. Sometimes you'll get rejected, sometimes they'll entertain you. And I think that's a great example, because like most things in life, most things in life are numbers games, right? You're going to get rejected, sometimes you're going to get accepted. It is what it is. You take what you can from your losses and you move on. That's a part of life. Life isn't hard and your circumstances might be difficult, but to get out of them, you need to do what's required. And once you accept that reality for what it is, then life becomes much easier. So having said all of what I've said, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Awareness without action is nothing. So I hope you guys really take on board what I'm saying. I hope you listen. And I hope this isn't just another YouTube video for you. If you did like this video and you do find it useful, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share it to a friend or family member who you think may need to see this video. And if you guys want to join a community full of like-minded people on the path of self-development, then I'll leave a link down below in the description, as well as the comment section. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care and God bless.